All right, welcome to Kinstretch. We are going to be doing shoulder shoulder flexion, as well as hip flexion. Things that will be helpful here is a pole or a broom, whatever you have at home. And also, let's see, a couple of blocks. And if this is your first time, um, there may be certain things that you need that are extra that you want to pull in. Things that I use, like blankets and things like that. It's really individual to your body, the position, your range of motion. And that's what I'm here to help with. That's what I'm here to support you through, is finding your way, right? So first we're going to start off. We're not going to do start off our practice today with cars. I'm very, very hopeful that you at least get your cars work in either, well, ideally daily, or at least like 3 or 4 times a week. It helps you maintain the work that you're putting in, and it also helps the longevity of your joints by moving them in the fullest range of motion, your fullest range of motion, each and every day. This is where the use it or lose it definitely applies. All right, first thing we're going to do, let's sit in a chair. Right, you can be sitting on the floor for this. That's totally fine. Some of us are more comfortable on the floor. And lock your bicep to your side, right? So your elbow is not going to move. We want to keep the elbows still. Imagine that your humerus, I hope I got that bone right, your arm bone, right, that goes into the socket, stays still and just rotates out and then rotates in. Yes, your body might be in the way. Don't worry about that. Rotate out and rotate in. This is going to be our go-to in between our sets here. And from the side, you lock it in, pull, right? Spin the bone in the socket. So if this was the bone, I know it's hard to see, but I'm going to hold this tight, right? We're rotating it out and in. Some say it's kind of like a skewer. So we're going to start with the right arm. And the way that we set ourselves up here to do our first round of pails and rails, lock that bicep into your side, elbow stays still. So we're not doing this. Do you see that difference? It's like keeping that elbow in the same spot. We're going to find our active range of motion. Active range of motion is you are actively pulling yourself by yourself into that end range, right? I'm not using anything to push further in. It's what you own right here. Come into your active range of motion. Take the end of the broom and place it in your palm and wrap your fingers around it. This arm can be either way. This other hand, so this is our right arm, this other hand is going to be our stopper, right? So in pails and rails, it's the progressive tissue. The progressive tissue is on stretch right now. You might feel a capsular stretch. It feels very different than a regular muscle stretch, right? So from here, we're going to stay here for a little bit, but from here, when I count down from 3, this is the motion. You're going to be going in that we're going to stop with this left hand here. Okay. We're not quite there yet because we want to calm our nervous system. So start to give yourself some slow inhales and slower exhales. Feet are nice and firm in the ground. Feel that capsular stretch. Watch and make sure that the elbow's not drifting, right? We want true external rotation here. As a reminder, I am going to be counting down from 3 shortly. We're going to be pushing the pole over to our left, but you're not going to let it happen. Other ways you can do this is have this pole up against a wall too, but it is nice to be able to work the other arm as well. Let's begin our pails, progressive tissue transaction in 3, 2, 1. Lightly push, just lightly. We're exploring a little bit first. Check in with your elbow. Brace through your body just a little bit. Nice, like 20% through your body. Build it up a little bit more. Turn that volume up. Turn the volume up. Keep turning it up. Little bit more. A lot of times in this shape, we might get shaking. Shaking is totally fine. Shaking is our nervous system going, what the heck is that? Right? We don't want to move any pain into any pain, pinching. A little bit more and hold. Nice consistent pressure. Don't let your right arm win. 5, 4, 3, 2. Your whole body stays still. Lighten up the left hand and pull. Try to steal the pull. You're going into more external rotation. Steal the pull from the left hand. Pull it in the right direction. Ooh. Ah. All right. Pull, pull, pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax out. Take a breath. Lower the pull. And let's tick-tock back and forth. Bicep pinned. Elbow stays in the same spot. Internally rotate. Biceps spinning in towards the armpit. And externally rotate. Biceps spinning away from the body. Right? Just check it out. See if maybe you have a little more room. Might be sore already. A little bit more room here. So in Kinstretch and in FRC, we don't always just work our end range. We were in our end active range of motion, right? So that's not necessarily our end range. This is just the range. The active range of motion is the range that we own. Passive range of motion takes an external force or object to push us into more. It could be the floor. It could be anything. In our case, it's going to be the pole. So find active range of motion again. Place the pole in the palm of your hand. And now push. See if you have a little bit more range, right? What we don't want to is any twisting or shoulder blades and the chest coming out. See where you're at. This is passive range here. My chest is getting in the way. I'm going to go a little lower. All right. So now that we're in passive, take a few breaths here. Good job, Cooper. You do it so good. Passive range here. And we're going to do one pales and rails contraction here. So this is our passive end range. This is our end range. So when you go to steal the pole away, there shouldn't be a lot of movement. It might come from your wrist a little bit, but we're working in our end range. I will shut up and count down. 3, 2, 1. Push the pole, right, to the right. Since this is our end range, your brain might not be used to it. I'm getting a heck of a lot more shaking going on, but just keep focus, push a little more. Your safest, greatest effort is what's important here, right? Mine's going to be different than yours. You're not going to be able to see mine because this is all internal training. All right, keep pushing, keep pushing. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand steals the pole. Steals the pole. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right into, oh, I got a little more. Right, there we go. May have a little more, but that's why we work on this, because we want to be able to own that range of motion. Keep tick-tocking back and forth. This in itself is a rotational car, which is really nice. So even if you're sitting in a chair, doing whatever, taking the time to rotate through that shoulder is going to be beneficial. And relax it down. Ooh, shake it out. Boop, 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 boop. Shake it out. Good job. Let's do that same set on the left side. Find active. So pulling without any external help here. Pull into your active range of motion, right? So just using your own body, place the pole in your palm and clasp your fingers around the pole. This side, whatever's more comfortable, right? Your palm can be up or your palm can be down. Also, the pole does not have to be straight across your body, okay? pole position doesn't matter as much as stability in your body. We find stability first, then we find the line of tension, right? And then we start to work in that line of tension. All right. Remember, we're going to stay here for a little bit. We want to calm our nervous system. Let our nervous system know that we're safe in this range. As you know, our body moves in the path of least resistance, right? I was doing weight training for the first time the past couple weeks, and little cues that my coach gave me made a huge difference because I was like, oh, this is kind of easy. Well, I was moving in my path of least resistance. So your body will avoid tension. Your body will avoid stretch. Your body will avoid pinch, anything that it sees is dangerous. So that's why this keeps us, we're telling it that it's safe, that it's nothing to worry about. All right, I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the pole over to the right. Don't let it happen. Clasping onto the pole. Again, you can use a different object. You know, if your arm hurts or if you have a shoulder issue or this just doesn't work for you and you want more oomph here, you can always put the other end of the pole up against a wall. Turn it up a little bit more. Make sure that elbow hasn't drifted. Okay. We're not letting the left arm win. Hold it here. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Grab the pole in the left hand and try to grab it out of the right. So we're pulling this way. Keep that elbow close to the body and still. Oh. Ooh, mama. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a breath. Relax it down. Let's TikTok. Oh, I think we forgot to TikTok before. Sorry, guys. That's all right. That's okay. Oh, find that range. I have a little bit of shaking when I bring it out. I don't know if you can see that on the, on the camera here. Ooh, all right. Let's go into passive range. Elbow is locked at the side, biceps pinned, come out, right? Spin that bicep out, out, away from the armpit. Ooh. And now we're going to find passive. All right, the pole goes into your palm. Hold on to the pole and now use the pole, use the tension and find more range here, right? So we're spinning it further out. Your bicep is spinning further out from your armpit. Yay, said it. And begin the pales contraction. 3, 2, 1. Push the pole. Don't let that arm win. This might feel really weird and awkward. Do your best here. Create tension in your body, whatever you need to do. Finding that passive end range and pushing the pole into the right hand. Find your safest, greatest, and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Steal the pole. Steal the pole. Oh my gosh. Stay with it. I'm right there with you. Stay with it. Oh. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Relax it down. And TikTok. Oh, find that active end range and that shoulder, external, internal. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. And had a chair and an ottoman, something in front of you. We're coming into half butterfly, which we normally sit on the floor. One leg is bent in and the other leg is straight out. I'm going to remove the chair. This is where you can pull in a block, which I swore I had. All right, I'm going to use something else. You can use anything, right? Anything that has some height. This might be too high for me. So I'm going to pull in a dog toy Also, so take a seat on the floor. And once you see the position that we're in here, you'll be able to mimic that up in a chair, okay? I'm very confident that you'll be able to figure that out. So this leg is the important leg. So even if this leg is just externally rotated with your foot resting on the floor, it's fine because we're going to be lifting through this leg. All right, this we're going to use, our block, we're going to use it in a little bit. We're going to first start off with our pails and rails contraction. So first we need to find stability. So make sure that you're set up and you feel stable, whether you're in a chair or on the ground here. That could even mean lifting your pelvis up off the floor a little bit with a blanket. And now that we found stability, we need to find a line of tension. So the line of tension we're looking for is along the hamstring. That also means that your knee can be a bit bent. Tuck the pelvis out. So if you had jeans on and your back pockets would show more, right? You're showing your bum to the back of the room a little bit more. It's more important when we start to build in the pails and rails and the contraction. The contraction piece of this is more important than finding like this crazy line of tension. For some of us, we may not be able to find that line of tension, but we'll be able to feel the contraction, okay? So if you feel just a slight line of tension here, don't push it too far to just find more, right? We want to keep that stability. Some other things you can do is have blocks for your hands because we want to create tension. So we want to have a good amount of tension in our body. So maybe a 30, 40, 50% tension in our body. And we're staying in this, we're calming our nervous system again. So we find stability, find a line of tension, and then stay in it for a certain period of time. And we're going to do 2 rounds of pails and rails. So our progressive tissue is the tissue that's on stretch, which is our hamstring. So we're going to fire that tissue up by driving our leg. When I count down, not quite yet, driving our leg into the floor. Starting off lightly, building that up, holding for a certain period of time, relaxing back in for a moment, and then doing the regressive tissue by lifting the leg. Most likely it's not going to lift because we're in our end range, but that's not important. The contraction is the most important thing. I will shut up again. Let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brace through your body. Drive the leg into the ground. You could start the drive smushing your hamstring. So having it start at the back of your leg, where your leg meets your bum, and that drives more force of your heel into the ground. Because some of us, we just drive our heel. That might be a little odd. I just heard someone come in the house. All right, keep driving. Keep turning up the volume here. And now hold. Hold it here. This is a very awkward one. 4, 3, 2. I was like, what the heck is that? You're home early. Yeah. 2, 1, and now lift the leg. Lift. Attempt to lift it off. You're going to contract all this stuff up on top, your regressive tissue. Keep lifting. Oh, keep lifting. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back slowly. Find the stretch. First, when I heard you come in, I was like, intruder. And Cooper's like passed out right here. Good job, Coop. Let's do a short round. 3, 2, 1. Drive, drive, drive. Drive it down. Find a nice consistent pressure. 3, 2, 1, and lift the leg. Good job, Cooper. I wish Cooper could be my demo person. Lift, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. All right. Last exercise we're going to do on this leg is hovers. So grab your object. You may need to change the object, okay? And the object of our exercise here is to lift the leg straight up. We're going to lean back though, because we increase that angle, right? It's a game of angles. So we're going to increase the angle and work in our active range with that increased lift, hover, and slowly lower. Lift, hover, slowly lower. So I can lift and clear this pretty okay. But if I lean forward a bit, that angle's not going to change that I own. I'm not going to be able to clear it. Okay. So I can either change the object, make it smaller, and lean forward a little bit more, right, for that challenge, or still have whatever object you have and just lean back to find that spot where you just clear the object. Okay. We're going to do this 6 times. Okay. 6 hovers. And then we're going to move on to the other leg. So starting position is just the position that we were doing the pails and rails. So I'm going to lean back just a touch, brace through the body. And when I count down from 3, we'll begin. I do advise that you don't go any faster, that if you want to, you can go slower. If you do go faster, just make sure that we're not ragdolling our leg, right? Nothing too heavy. We want it to be controlled. So whatever speed gives you the most control is going to give you the best result. 3, 2, 1. Lift as high as you can. Hover. Slowly lower. Lift, hover, slowly lower. This can take you to cramp fill. Lift, hover, lower, and keep that going. You can count on your own, but this can pretty much be timed as well. Oh. This is number 4 for me. Lift, hover, and you can always lean back. I wouldn't advise stopping. Just lean back a little bit more so you have more clearance. And for me, this is the last one. Lift, hover, and lower. Lift, hover, and lower. Ooh, shake it out. Oh, goodness. All right. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to find our stable position first, and then find our stretch. So tilt that pelvis back, right? Show your bum to the back of the room. Knee can be a bit bent, but remember when we go into the pils contraction, it might have you dig your heel in a little bit more than having it come from your hamstring. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. As long as you feel that hamstring tissue fire up, you're fine. Finding the stretch. Oh, there we go. Found it. Slow inhales, slower exhales. A few more breaths here. And then we'll move into our pails and rails contraction. We'll do 2 rounds, 1 longer round, 1 short round. And then we'll do our hovers. And then we're going to come onto our bellies. Yay. 3, 2, 1. Start to drive the leg down. You might notice a huge difference from the left to right leg. Treat each leg like a brand new situation. Don't try to copy what you did on the right. Drive a little more. I call this running in a dream. My left leg doesn't have much oomph, so it feels like that feeling when you're running in a dream, or like maybe running through water. Turn up the volume a little more. A little bit more. Find your safest, greatest here. Keep pushing and hold. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. lift. If you need to lean back a little bit, go ahead and do so. Sometimes that helps us connect to this tissue, this upper leg tissue. All right, quad, hip flexor. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Find that stretch again. Remember, this leg can really be anywhere along your leg. It can even be out to the side. It doesn't really matter. And begin the short round. Push in. 3, 2, 1. Push it down, push it down, push it down. Nice consistent pressure. 3, 2, 1, and lift. 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 Consistent pressure. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Grab that object again. Its own thing. What your left leg can do doesn't mean your right leg can do it. And vice versa. Did I say right twice? Maybe I did. All right, lean back. You can even lift and see what your angle is. You can lean in and lift. See if you need to go grab a different object or just adjust your body. We want to be out of your end range, right? Because if we were in our end range, we wouldn't be able to lift like when we were in the pails and rails contractions. So we're going to do 6 in 3, 2, 1. Contract through your body, lift, hover over, slowly lower down. Oh my gosh, I know it's going to be trouble. Lift, hover, and slowly lower. Lift, hover, lower. Lift, hover, nice and slow. That's 3. We're halfway there. Oh, I'm starting to speed up, so I'm going to try to slow it down. And we got 2 more. Lean back further if it's getting too difficult. You're hitting into the object. That will clear a bigger path for you. Oh my goodness. Last one in. Oh, and relax. Goodness, goodness. So have the block nearby. We're going to start shoulder flexion. And normally we do shoulder flexion and we have the pole and we're using both arms. For today, we're actually going to do one arm at a time. So hopefully this angle works for you. So we're going to lay on our bellies. And we're going to find on our right arm first, shoulder flexion. Okay. I find that having the object right underneath my elbow helps me find a stretch in like the front area. Sometimes even up here, I find a little bit of a stretch. Resting my forehead on my knuckle, pinky towards the floor. Making a fist with my hand, just finding a stretch here, finding tension. Stability first, then line of tension. We're going to stay in the stretch just for a little bit longer. We're not going to do a full 2 minutes. And also my bicep or my elbow pit is facing in towards my body, right? So it's more like you're giving yourself a thumbs up here. So we don't want the shoulder internally rotated. We want to rock out almost like we're up on our elbow. If you need any help deciphering that, we can work through that. Just let me know. When I count down from 5, you're going to drive your arm down into the object, down towards the ground, firing up that tissue, okay? Same thing goes for pails and rails that we've done this whole class. We're going to bump up the volume, hold it there, and then we're going to do the reverse. So we're going to try to lift our arm off of the object. If you're in your end range, you're only going to be able to lighten up on the object a little bit. For other people that may not be in their active range, you might clear it a bunch. But let's just focus on the contraction here since this is the first time we've done this in the class. 3, 2, 1. Lightly push down on the object. Brace through the body where you can. You can even push your pelvis into the floor. Turn up the volume a little more. A little more. And as I keep saying a little more, you're finding your safest effort. You don't have to listen to me. Find that safe effort and hold. 4, 3, 2, brace through your body and lift the arm off the object. Ooh, feel that back of the shoulder. Oh, crampy cramp. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Find that stretch again. Short round. 3, 2, 1. Drive the arm. Drive the arm. Find a consistent pressure. 3, 2, 1. Lift. Find that back of the shoulder stuff. Lift, lift, lift. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. Now we're going to do some fun, and I do mean fun, hovers. We're going to do 6 each. So take that object and put it in front of you. What we're going to do is have our thumb up. So same position, but our arm's going to be flat on the floor. We're going to lift, giving a thumbs down, tap the thumb, and then lift straight up, externally rotate, and bring it around. So you can see that I can clear this object, but I'm not going to make it any higher. And that can be a decision you make on your own. If you want to make it more challenging, lift that height up. But I think for our purposes, we just want to lift as far off away from the object as possible on the hover, if that makes sense. Right? So some of us, this might need to be lower, right? If you have shoulder pain or anything like that, while you're doing this exercise, you can also just lift and tap, right? Do it really nice and small. Just get that rotation in the bicep. All right, let us begin. So I have the object right along my arm. There's probably like 2 inches away for those of you that like very specific things. All right, I'm going to get the same position. Push your pelvis into the ground. Create some bracing in your body. Right, and in 3, 2, and 1, lift. Internally rotate. Bicep spins in towards the armpit. Tap your thumb onto the ground. And then lift straight up, externally rotate, coming back into a thumbs up and lower. Lift. Hover over the object, tap the thumb. Lift, and tap the pinky side down. But this initiation, the tapping of the thumb and the pinky side, keep it going, is all coming from the rotation at your shoulder, not from your elbow. I lost count as usual. So this will be 3 and lift. This is 2. I'm counting down. And lift. That's 1. Bring it back. Ooh, and lower. Let's do the other side. This time I'll do a different angle here. So obviously you could just flip around, but I just want you to be able to see it from a different angle. All right. So the first thing is our pails and rails. So have the object there. I like to rest my elbow because that actually takes away my ability to push through my hand. It really initiates everything from the shoulder. Stability first, and then line of tension. So finding that stretch, Some of us might need a little bit more height, so adjust as you need. Thumb is up. Elbow pit might be facing in. You can see it's facing your face. You want to feel a stretch along the back of the arm, maybe even down below your armpit. Slow inhales, slower exhales. And let's begin our pelvis contraction in 3, 2, and 1. Drive the arm into the object. Feel that tissue that was on stretch fire up. Push a little more. Keep turning up the volume, nice and slow. Don't go too quick. Brace through your body. Pelvis can be pushing into the ground, maybe even contracting your quads, your glutes, your kneecaps are lifted. Pushing the right arm into the floor. And find your safest, greatest here and hold. Four, 3, 2, 1. Lift. Find all the back of the shoulder stuff contracting to lift your arm, lighten it off the object. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly set it down. Reset. Find that line of tension again. And we'll do a short round. 3, 2, 1. Drive, drive, drive. Nice consistent pressure. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Lift. Lift. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower. Set up for the hovers. You can even have the object at an angle if you feel that helps. Arm stretches out in front. Thumb is up, right? Elbow pit is also facing your face again. So we're in more of in between of external, a little bit more external rotation here. Like in your cars, your shoulder cars, this is the flexion, but we're just laying on the floor, right? I could already tell this one's going to be a pain in the tuchus. So do your best here, right? Left side usually is a little more challenging. And we'll begin the hover in 3, 2, and 1. Lift straight up first, then internally rotate. Spin the bicep down towards the floor. Thumb is going down and tap. Find more internal rotation too. Just don't tap straight down. Lift straight up. Externally rotate, slowly lower down. That's 1. Lift. Rotate internally, tap the thumb, lift straight up, externally rotate, thumb is up, lift, tap the thumb, lift, bring it over the object, lift, internal. You may even feel this in your lower back on the opposite side, right? Lift, internal, whoa, and tap, lift, and bring it around. 2 more. We got this. Last one, thumb, and bring it around. Nice. Oh, okay. Take a breather. All right, let's do quick neck car. Sometimes working the shoulders can cause some tension to come into the neck area. So let's tuck our chin back, drag the chin down the neck till it reaches the chest, scrape along the right collarbone. Just do nice, relaxing circles, but keep the rest of your body still. So bring any bracing or any body tension that you need to keep this as a neck rotation. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. 3, 2, and 1. You do not have to be kneeling in this position like I am. You can be standing, you could be seated in a chair, you could be seated on your bum, right? Let's do double shoulder cars. So bring your thumbs. Thumbs are just a nice guide. Externally rotate, slowly cross over the midline of the body, come up into flexion. Flexion may feel a lot different now. Internal reach back and land, kick it back. Externally rotate, bring it around and land. One more. And bring it around. All right, let's stand up. We're just going to do card. But it's always nice to end to feel the work that we put in. So let's start with the right leg. Nice and easy, right? You don't have to bring a lot of tension to this. We just want to feel the work that we did. Knee pulls up, swings out to the side, internally rotate, reach the leg back, and land. Kick it back, peel the knee away, bring it high and wide, tap down, knee up, swing it out, internal reach back, kick it back, peel the knee away. Awesome. Other side. Knee up, swing it out, internally rotate, reach it back, kick back, peel the knee away. And last one, out, internal back, back, peel the knee away, externally rotate, bring it around. Awesome. All right. See you all later. Take care.